Okay. In last lecture, we have seen when to use the combined footing. Now, in that point, we have seen if two columns are nearer to each other, at that point we can go for the isolated footing. तर बघा या ठिकाणी दोन कॉलम जर नियर असतील तर त्यावेळेला आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे तर आयसोलेट फुटिंगचा वापर त्या ठिकाणी कंबाईंड फुटिंगचा वापर करायचा आहे कारण दोन आयसोलेट फुटिंग जर ओव्हरलॅप होत असतील ते जवळजवळ असतील आणि ते जर ओव्हरलॅप होत असतील तर वी कॅन गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट नेक्स्ट फुटिंग दॅट इज द कंबाइंड फुटिंग. After that, there is if the bearing capacity of the soil is lower, त्या ठिकाणचा एरिया आहे तो इंडिव्हिज्युअल फुटिंग साठी रिक्वायर्ड जो एरिया असतो सिंगल फुटिंग साठी तो एरिया जर जास्त असेल तर त्यावेळेला आपण काय करू शकतो वी कॅन गो फॉर द कंबाइंड फुटिंग. When one column is closer to the property line and the center of gravity of column will not coincide with footing or dimensions of one side of the footing are restricted to the some other values. At that point, we can use the combined type of the footing. Now we'll move towards the types of combined footing. कुठल्या कुठल्या टाइपचे combined footing आहेत. Okay, based on the connectivity. On the basis of connectivity, there are the different types of the combined footing. तर त्यामध्ये बघा first type is the slab type combined footing. Slab type combined footing. Second is the slab beam type combined footing and third one is the strap beam type combined footing. तर यामध्ये पण फर्स्ट इज द स्लॅब टाइप कंबाइंड फुटिंग. तर स्लॅब टाइप कंबाइंड फुटिंग मध्ये काय होतं इट सपोर्ट्स टू और मोर कॉलम्स विथ बॉटम स्लॅब ओनली. काय करायचं इट सपोर्ट्स किती कॉलमला या ठिकाणी सपोर्ट केलं जातं बॉटम स्लॅब ओनली. इट सपोर्ट्स टू और मोर कॉलम विथ बॉटम स्लॅब ओनली. तर स्लॅब जे टाइप ऑफ द कंबाइंड फुटिंग आहे तर त्या ठिकाणी कनेक्टिव्हिटी कशाने केली जाते तर त्या ठिकाणी स्लॅब टाइपचं कंबाइंड फुटिंग स्लॅबनं कनेक्शन केलं जातं. त्या ठिकाणी काय दोन किंवा दोनपेक्षा जास्त कॉलम जर असतील तर त्या कॉलमला सपोर्ट करून केलं जातं तर बॉटम स्लॅब त्या ठिकाणी प्रोव्हाइड करून काय केलं जातं तर कंबाइंड फुटिंग okay on the basis of connectivity. पहिला आहे तो slab type combined footing. Already we have seen two or more columns which are rest on one slab only. तर त्यावेळेला त्याला म्हणणार आहोत आपण slab type combined footing. Second आहे बघा slab beam type of the combined footing. तर slab beam it supports two or more column with the bottom slab and the beam. तर त्या ठिकाणी बघा दोन किंवा दोनपेक्षा जर कॉलम असतील तर त्याला बॉटम स्लॅब असेल आणि ती जर बीम प्रोव्हाइड केलेलं असेल तर त्याची इट सपोर्ट्स ओके त्या ठिकाणी टू और मोर कॉलमला कोणा सपोर्ट दिला जातो विथ अ बॉटम स्लॅब and the beam. Then such a type of the footing is known as the slab beam type of the combined footing. Next one is the strap beam type combined footing. Strap beam type combined footing. तर बघा strap beam म्हणजे काय a strap footing are normally used when one of the column is subjected to large eccentric loading or when two columns are far apart and strap is designed to transfer the eccentric moment between the two columns. म्हणजे दोन कॉलम आहेत तर त्या दोन कॉलम मधला डिस्टन्स जास्त असेल एका कॉलम वरती जास्त लोड आहे दुसऱ्या कॉलम वरती लोड कमी आहे मीन्स व्हेरिएशन इन द लोड and third one is the ते जर लोड जो आहे तो that load is transferred eccentrically then we can go for the type of the strap type of the beam we can use for the combined footing. That the strap type of the combined footing we can use for the such cases. First one is the दोन किंवा दोनपेक्षा जर जास्त कॉलम असतील तर त्यावेळेला आपण काय करतो तर बॉटम स्लॅब त्या ठिकाणी काय करतो we can use the bottom slab. Second one is the slab beam type of combined footing. Slab beam type म्हणजे काय त्या ठिकाणी असणार आहे it supports two or more column with bottom slab and the beam. तर बघा त्या ठिकाणी दोन किंवा दोनपेक्षा जास्त कॉलम असतील तर त्याला सपोर्ट करायचं काम बॉटम स्लॅब किंवा बीम करणार आहे. नेक्स्ट वन इज अ स्ट्रॅप बीम. तर स्ट्रॅप बीम काय केलं जातं तर दोन कॉलम मधलं जर डिस्टन्स अपार्ट असेल त्या ठिकाणी आणखी जर त्यावेळेला स्ट्रॅप बीम काय केला जातो डिझाईन केला जातो whenever there is a load variation in the two columns and eccentrically load is applied to the structure then we can go for the strap type of the combined footing. So all of you write down these types of combined footing. Only write down the names of that. Write down the types of combined footing. Write down one first on the basis of connectivity. 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 Write down slab type combined footing. Slab type combined footing. Write down first, it supports two or more columns. It supports two or more columns with bottom slab only. With the bottom slab only. Below this, write down slab beam type combined footing. It supports two or more columns with bottom slab and the beam. Write down third one, strap beam type of the footing. Strap beam type of the footing. Strap footings are normally used when one of the column is subjected when one of the column is subjected when one of the column is subjected large eccentric loading large eccentric loading large eccentric loading large eccentric loading or when two columns are far apart when two columns are far apart a strap footing a strap is designed to transfer a strap is designed strap is designed to transfer eccentric movement between two columns. Eccentric movement between two columns. To transfer eccentric movement between two columns. Okay. Now we'll move towards the next slide. Other combined footings. Other combined footings. Raft foundation is used when soil have low bearing capacity, large variation in soil behavior and the sloping ground. Raft foundation कधी वापरतात तर त्यावेळेला तर बघा the raft foundation is used when soil have low bearing capacity, large variation in soil behavior, sloping ground, etc. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ शेप. तर बघा त्या ठिकाणी बेस्ड ऑन द कंबाईन फुटिंगचे टाईप काय आहेत, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ शेप. वेगवेगळ्या टाईपचे जर शेप असतील तर त्या ठिकाणी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ शेप रेक्टँग्युलर शेप असेल किंवा ट्रापेझॉइडल शेपचं फुटिंग असेल. तर दीज आर दी टू टाइप्स ऑफ द कंबाईन्ड फुटिंग विच आर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द शेप. वन इज द रेक्टँग्युलर फुटिंग. रेक्टँग्युलर फुटिंग कधी वापरतात, इफ द विड्थ ऑफ द फुटिंग इज रिस्ट्रिक्टेड. कधी वापरायचं आहे, रेक्टँग्युलर फुटिंग इज when the width of the footing is restricted and load on adjacent column is same. बघा त्या दोन्ही कॉलम वरती जे रेक्टँग्युलर फुटिंग आहे, आपण ऑलरेडी पहिल्या लास्ट लेक्चर मध्ये बघितलं होतं, देअर इज अ rectangular footing which having the same cross section of the columns आणि width of that footing is restricted to the same. आणि त्या ठिकाणी load on adjacent column, दोन्ही कॉलम वरती लोड असतो तो कसा असतो, सेम असतो for the rectangular footing. And in the trapezoidal footing there is a variation of the load coming on the trapezoidal footing. ओके, तर पहिला बघा जो रेक्टँग्युलर फुटिंग आहे तर त्याच्यावरती width of the footing is restricted and second one is the load on adjacent column is same. दोन्ही जे कॉलम आहेत फुटिंग वरचे तर त्या कॉलम वरचा लोड जो असणार आहे तो काय असेल, सेम असेल. इफ वी गो फॉर द trapezoidal shape of the combined footing then heavy load on one column nearer to the property line adjacent column. बघा त्या ठिकाणी ज्या लोड वरती हेवी लोड असतो तर त्या ज्या कॉलम वरती हेवी लोड असतो तर तो कॉलम आहे तो निअरर टू द प्रॉपर्टी लाईन ओके असतो. आणि त्यावेळेला त्याची जी लेंथ आहे, लेंथ ऑफ द फुटिंग इज रिस्ट्रिक्टेड. काय, पहिला width is restricted into the rectangular footing and length is restricted into the trapezoidal footing. So that is the difference between on the basis of the combined footing. So all of you write down, this is very important, rectangular and the trapezoidal footing, and what is the difference between these two types of the footing. So write down these two. One is on the basis of rectangular and the second one is on the trapezoidal footing. So write down trapezoidal footing and the rectangular footing. Write down first rectangular footing. On the basis of shape, rectangular footing. Write down, if the width of the footing is restricted. If width of the footing is restricted. Second, write down, load on adjacent column is same. Load on adjacent column is same. Load on adjacent column is same. Below this, write down trapezoidal footing. Heavy load on one column. Heavy load on one column nearer to the property line. Heavy load on one column nearer to the property line. Adjacent column. And below this, write down, if the length of the footing is restricted. Trapezoidal footing मध्ये length जी आहे ती कशी आहे, it is a restricted length. And in the rectangular footing there is a restricted width of the column is there. That is the difference between these two. Okay, we'll move towards the next slide now. बघा data required for the design. आता आपण बघितले types of the footings. Again, second part that we have seen that based on the shape of the footing, that part also we have completed. What is the foundation? What are the types of the foundation that are the footings? Okay. After that, now we will move towards the design of the combined footing. And for this design, whatever the required data that we discuss here, okay, data required for the design. First one is the size of the column that we should know. Okay, that already in the G+1 building, we have calculated the design of the building. You are directly you can go for the new dimensions you take, and based on this you can calculate the whatever are the stresses, bending moments, and the steel reinforcement for the combined type of the footings. Okay, so first one is the size of column that we should know be into, that is the width into depth of the foundation. Okay, like depth and width of the column, that we depth of the column that we should know. Based on this, next point is the load on each column. If there are the trapezoidal footing is over there, then or the trapezoidal footing is there, or the rectangular footing is over there. So we should know the two types. We should know the load on each column, column number 1 and the column number 2. That is the load on each column. We should know that is the WA and the WB. Next one is the center to center distance between the two columns. Whatever the spacing between these two columns means center to center distance, we should know for the design procedure between the two columns. Next one is the soil bearing capacity. Whatever the bearing capacity of the soil, that is the Q naught, we should know for the design of footing. Next one is the grade of concrete, that is FCK, that we should know. Grade of steel, that is the FY, that also we should know. Okay, that data is required for the design. So very important here. So all of you write down the data required for design. Write down this data. Write down data required for design. Data required for design. Data required for design. Data required for design. Write down size of column. Size of column. Size of column. B by D. Size of column B by D. B is the width of the column and D is the depth of the column. B is the width of the column and D is the depth of the column. Below this, write down load on each column. Load on each column. Load on each column. That is WA and WB. Load on each column. Load on each column, that is WA and WB. Next one, center to center distance between two columns. Center to center distance between two columns. Center to center distance between two columns. Next one is the shape bearing capacity of soil. Shape bearing capacity of soil. Shape bearing capacity of soil, that is Q naught. Shape bearing capacity of soil. Below this, write down grade of concrete. Grade of concrete. Grade of concrete, that is FCK. Grade of concrete, FCK. And last one, grade of steel. Next slide. Design steps. Write down the design steps. बघा first step is to design the size of the combined footing. तर बघा footing ची size जी आहे तर ती आपल्याला काय करायची, we have to determine the size of the combined footing, B into D. Whatever the depth and whatever the width of the footing, that we have to calculate first. That is the design step number 1. Design the size of the combined footing. Next, what is the determine the moment and the shear in various sections of footing. या ठिकाणी बघा, determine the moment and the shear in various sections of the footing. तर त्या ठिकाणी SFD and BMD, whenever the two columns are there, one beam is there, and based on this we have to calculate the shear force and the bending moment. Next, check the D for the punching shear and the direct shear, one way shear or the two way shear. त्या ठिकाणी दोन punching shear त्या ठिकाणी असतील तर ते जी डेप्थ आहे D that we have selected, that D we have to check for the direct shear and the punching shear. त्यामध्ये आपल्याला काय करायचं, we have to analyze, we have to check the depth of the footing. Next one is the, we'll go for the longitudinal movement and the transport reinforcement. जे काय transport आणि longitudinal जे काय reinforcement आहे by using the AST formula. AST formula 0.85 UFCK BD upon F.2 of 1 minus जो काय तुमचा फॉर्म्युला आहे, that formula we can use for the longitudinal reinforcement, that is for the AST in longitudinal reinforcement and AST in the transport reinforcement, that we have to calculate over here. Next one is the reinforcement details. त्याची diagram आपल्याला काय करायचे, we have to draw the diagram of all the reinforcement details over here. Okay, that is the design steps. Write down this design step first. According to, we will move towards the one by one. What are the different types of the steps? Okay, write down first. Can we determine the size of combined footing? Determine the size of combined footing. Determine the size of combined footing. Below this, write down. Determine the moment and shear in various sections of footing. Determine the moment and shear in various sections of the footing. In various sections of the footing. Various sections of the footing. After that, check the D for punching shear and direct shear. Punching shear and direct shear. In bracket, one way shear. In bracket, one way shear. One way shear. Next step is to design longitudinal reinforcement. To design longitudinal reinforcement. Next one is to design transverse reinforcement. To design transverse reinforcement. To design transverse reinforcement. And last one is the reinforcement details. Reinforcement details. Reinforcement details. These are the design step. बघा, पहिली स्टेप आहे ती कंबाइंड फुटिंग ची साइज आपल्याला काय करायचे, डिटरमिन करायचे. सेकंड वन इज ऑन द बेस्ड ऑन द column 1 and column 2, there are the variation in the load or the same load is over there. Then we have to calculate the shear force and the bending moment diagram. After that, we have to check the depth of the footing for the punching and the direct shear for the one way shear by the one way shear. Again, there is a, we have to calculate the AST, that is the distribution of steel and the main steel for the transverse reinforcement of the footing and the longitudinal reinforcement of the footing. And after that, we have to draw the reinforcement details with the cross section of the footing. These are the all the steps in the design of footing. Next one is we'll move towards the first point, that is the size of footing. तर बघा first size of footing, how to calculate the size of the footing, or how to determine the size of footing. तर बघा area of footing is calculated as total working load on the column plus self weight of the footing, which is considered 10% of the total load on column oblique safe bearing capacity of the soil. या ठिकाणी बघा एरिया ऑफ फुटिंग आहे तो कसा कॅल्क्युलेट केला जातो. एरिया ऑफ फुटिंग इज कॅल्क्युलेटेड ॲज टोटल वर्किंग लोड, जो काही टोटल लोड येतो कशावरती कॉलमवरचा, दॅट इज द टोटल वर्किंग लोड ऑन द कॉलम ए अँड द कॉलम बी प्लस सेल्फ वेट ऑफ द फुटिंग विच इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज 10% ऑफ द टोटल लोड ऑफ द कॉलम. म्हणजे काय येणार आहे, टोटल लोड ऑफ द फुटिंग काय येणार आहे त्या ठिकाणी, टोटल वर्किंग लोड कुठला येणार आहे, मग त्यामध्ये कॉलम ए चा लोड प्लस कॉलम बी चा लोड प्लस त्यामध्ये 10% ऑफ द कॉलम ए प्लस कॉलम बी. म्हणजे कॉलम ए आणि कॉलम बी वरती जो येणारा लोड आहे त्याच्या 10% सेल्फ वेट आपल्याला काय करायचं त्यामध्ये ऍड करायचे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट एरिया ऑफ फुटिंग इज कॅल्क्युलेटेड बाय द, जो कॉलम आहे तो कॉलम म्हणजे कॉलम डिवायडेड बाय सेफ बेरिंग कॅपॅसिटी. म्हणजे लोड जो आहे तो लोड डिवायडेड बाय सेफ बेरिंग कॅपॅसिटी विल गेट द एरिया ऑफ फुटिंग. एरिया ऑफ फुटिंग इज इक्वल टू हाऊ मच इट इज द load of column A plus load of column B plus 10% of the self weight of total load divided by safe bearing capacity of the soil. अशा पद्धतीने आपल्याला काय मिळते या ठिकाणी एरिया ऑफ फुटिंग मिळेल. Area of footing is equal to load divided by safe bearing capacity, and that load is nothing but WA plus WB plus 10% of in bracket WA plus WB divided by the safe bearing capacity of soil. That is the size of the footing. Okay, next one is the size of the footing shall be determined to have uniform bearing pressure under the footing so that the differential settlement is minimized. The size of the footing, जी काय साईज आहे फुटिंगची आपल्याला अशी काय करायचे डिटरमाइन करायचे की सो दॅट द युनिफॉर्म बेरिंग प्रेशर, त्यात युनिफॉर्म बेरिंग प्रेशर आहे ते काय झालं पाहिजे फुटिंग वरती अप्लाय झालं पाहिजे. and so that if there is a differential settlement is over there, then that differential settlement would be minimized. That is the footing size of the footing. Based on the size of footing काय होणार आहे त्या ठिकाणी युनिफॉर्म बेरिंग प्रेशर त्या ठिकाणी ऍक्ट होईल. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट म्हणजे काय, जी काय डिफरन्शियल सेटलमेंट होणार आहे दॅट डिफरन्शियल सेटलमेंट विल बी मिनिमाइज्ड. दॅट इज द साइज ऑफ फिटिंग. नेक्स्ट वन इज द रिझल्ट ऑफ बेरिंग प्रेशर नीड्स टू कोइन्साइड विथ द रिझल्टंट ऑफ कॉलम लोड्स. त्या ठिकाणी बघा जो काही रिझल्टंट ऑफ द बेरिंग प्रेशर नीड्स टू बी कोइन्साइड विथ द रिझल्टंट ऑफ द कॉलम लोड. त्या ठिकाणी दोन कॉलम आहेत त्यावरचा लोड, त्या लोड आहे तो व्हेरिएशन इन द लोड आहे की सेम लोड आहे, दॅट वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट ओव्हर हिअर फॉर द डिझाइन स्टेप. ओके, तर ते बेस्ड ऑन दिस देअर विल बी अ डिफरन्शियल सेटलमेंट. हे वेगळं होणार आहे, बट वी हॅव टू मिनिमाइज द डिफरन्शियल सेटलमेंट बाय द साइज ऑफ फुटिंग. तर फर्स्ट पॉइंट साइज ऑफ फुटिंग आपल्याला कशी डिनोट करायची आहे, तर साइज ऑफ फुटिंग वी हॅव टू calculated by using the load divided by safe bearing capacity. Area of footing is equal to total load divided by safe bearing capacity. त्यामध्ये लोड कुठला येणार आहे, तर लोड WA that is the column load of A, column load of B plus 10% of the total load WA plus WB, that is the self weight of the footing. In this way, these are the load combinations divided by its safe bearing capacity. Automatically will get the size of the footing. Okay, so write down the size of footing. Size of footing. The area of footing is calculated as total working loads on column. Total working loads on column plus self weight of footing. Which is considered 10% of total load. 10% of total load. 10% of total load on column 10% of total load on column oblique say divided by the safe bearing capacity of soil divided by the safe bearing capacity of soil. Full stop. The size of footing should be determined to the size of footing should be determined to have uniform bearing pressure have uniform bearing pressure have uniform bearing pressure under the footing so that differential settlement is minimized. Differential settlement is to be minimized. Third one, the result of bearing pressure needs to coincide with the resultant of column loads. Resultant of column loads. Full stop. Resultant of column loads. Okay. In this way we have to go for the size of the footing. Size of footing आपल्याला कशी करायची आहे calculate तर area of footing म्हणजे काय b into d that is the area. तो area आपल्याला कसा मिळणार आहे तर area safe bearing capacity is equal to काय असतो total load divided by its area of footing. त्याच्यावरून आपल्याला काय मिळतं तर safe bearing capacity. त्याच्या रिव्हर्स आपल्याला area of footing काढायचं असेल तर area of footing is equal to total load of the structure divided by its bearing capacity will get the area of footing. तर area of footing आपल्याला कसं करायचंय तर it will be minimize the differential settlement. Okay. And second thing काय आहे त्या ठिकाणी the resultant of bearing pressure needs to coincide the resultant of the column. Next one is the structural analysis. That part, structural analysis. Structural analysis is a combined footing is the same for the analyzing the inward simply supported beam supported by two columns with factored soil pressure as loading. बघा त्या ठिकाणी दोन कॉलम असतील तर त्या दोन कॉलमची जी काही बीम असणार आहे दॅट इज द सपोर्ट बीम दॅट इज द सिम्पली सपोर्टेड बीम. तर त्या ठिकाणी जे काही लोडिंग कंडिशन आहेत तर त्याचा आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे अनालिसिस करायचं आहे. Means with respect to the shear force and the bending moment diagram we have to draw here for the structural analysis. Okay. Within 1 minute our meeting will be over. So all of you join once again for the same link.